story behind M2 Overland.
How M2 Overland came about, it actually was born out of a metal manufacturing company named Metal Magic at the time. That company's been around for 12, 13 years now. Metal Magic started very, very small, like smaller than you could think. My rent was $70 a week. I bought this rundown powder coating setup, like I was just going to do a little bit here and there after hours, and I did most of my time in Australia with quite a well-known manufacturing guy over there, or manufacturing family over there actually. I guess the fast-paced environment over there with the huge growth in short periods of time, moving back to Hawke's Bay when we had our daughter so she could grow up around her grandparents was the right thing to do, but it was a culture shock coming back to something that's so slow. So I got bored, which is why I bought the powder coating setup. We operated that with one staff member and myself for 9 months or something. Then we moved into a premise that's about 20 or 30 times the size of what we had. Actually, I sold my house and put the money into machinery and gave it a real stack. We grew and we were in that place for 2 years. Then we moved into another place that was about 10 times the size of that one. We used to make all sorts of things like conveyor sides and fuel tanks and what have you. And it was just quite hard to be passionate about. We were in a bit of a race to the bottom in our industry where, you know, every customer needed it now and they needed it for nothing, and they stipulated the quality. So although I think we were pretty good in the game, it was a really hard game to be in at that time and be profitable and be a sustainable business. My brother that was working for me at the time, I remember it distinctively, it was a Saturday morning or about lunchtime after he finished on Saturday. And he was into four-wheel driving and stuff, and I said, we're going to start making U-Trays. When it comes to M2 Overland, that started back in 2019. There's quite a few reasons why M2 Overland came about. The first reason, and probably the most important reason, it was kind of something that I wanted for myself. A U-Tray to be able to use on the weekends and what have you. I also saw a gap in the market. The New Zealand market was back in the 80s still in terms of design and the way they manufacture, I guess, what was called traditionally a flat deck.
I guess going back to the start, when I first started working for Brendan and his company, 2019, I was getting a little bit bored where I was. I got asked to take charge of M2 Overland, which I was really excited about because I could really see where the business could head and I could really see the value in the product. The first 2 years that I was operating as GM, the business grew sort of roughly 80% year on year, which was, you know, it was challenging to keep up with, but a really good challenge at the same time. Implemented a lot of things like manufacturing resource planning, stock management, serial number traceability, so we can look after our customers. That's the main reason behind everything that we do is the customer experience. Whenever we're discussing something as a management team or we're trying to solve an issue, everything comes back to being geared around our customer experience. And the after sales side of it, we really try and set ourselves apart in that area.
This is transport. Everything flexes. Everybody uses in a different way. Some people are doing 100,000 Ks on a rutted shingle road or more. You can't not have issues. When there is issues, we do our best to rectify them immediately. We never shy away from somebody who's got a warranty issue.
Hell yeah.
There's a few companies out there that pretend to be who they are, and what you see online is exactly who we are. We're not trying to pretend to be something we're not. And I think that's a big deal, you know. We are, I keep saying it, but cut from the same cloth as our customers. So we really understand them. We understand what they need and what they want. And we're there to support them in the long term. You know, we're not just going to take their money and leave them in the lurch. So we are our customers. We design this business because it's what we wanted ourselves. So the biggest thing in our company is that we continuously improve everything, you know, from the processes and systems right through to the after sales service and everything in between. So we go to pretty extreme lengths to do the right thing by our customer, whether it be in design or after sales.
What separates us from other businesses, I honestly think it's our team. We're all going towards a common goal. There's really good direction in the company. JT's done a really good job as GM since he came in. Everyone knows where we're heading, we've got clear goals, and the people are what makes M2. I really do think the difference is the team.
The people in our business is the only reason why we've succeeded the way we have. Our team is in my opinion, unbeatable. I wouldn't replace a single person if we had the, if we had the ability to. We've got the ideas, but you need to be able to implement the ideas, and the only way we can do that is with the people that we've got.
We don't have an outside influence in the company. We didn't inherit the business. Everything we do to better the lives, whether it's recreational or commercial, for our clients. We don't follow a set of rules. We make our own.